Mike Scott is the Wellington City Council's Building Control Manager. He joins us on the phone now. Welcome to Checkpoint, Mike. Nice to talk to you. How many buildings are closed pending assessments as we speak?
Look, it's actually very difficult to say, John. The majority of the buildings that are being looked at now, we understand that they're being done by engineers that are working for the different building owners. So the council's primary role in a situation like this is to ensure public safety, and it's more in public spaces. We only get involved in actual buildings, on the street, so that if there's any issue with falling glass or any facades or anything like that. So of those buildings, the number is reducing literally by the hour, and things are going really well in Wellington.
So you are not responsible for building standards. You are not responsible for making sure buildings are able to withstand precisely the earthquakes we've just had.
Oh, no, that's not correct. We are responsible, obviously, for issuing building consents and making sure they're built to the right standards.
And are you happy with what you've seen over the past few days? Are you happy with 61 Molesworth Street? Are you happy with where the Department of Statistics were? Are you happy with Defence House?
Well, look, I can go through the buildings in question. So Defence House, they had some issues with some flashings. And with some beads that were holding some of the, around the windows for weatherproofing. That was absolutely superficial damage on the outside of the buildings. There was no fear of anything other than a bit of flying debris. So we took a very pragmatic and safe step to block that off for a short period. We actually only had it closed for about 2 hours, the footpath. With regards to Molesworth Street, that's a building that was built in the 70s, early 70s from my understanding. I haven't got the full details in front of me. It is an older building, built to very early standards in reality. And look, it has withstood the earthquake, but it has had severe damage.
My understanding was it was extensively refurbished and strengthened to 100% of new building standard. Is that the case? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. And I don't believe that's the case.
Okay. What about the dear old Department of Statistics? It's a Centre Port building, isn't it?
Building.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes.
How many of their buildings are in trouble, and is there an issue on reclaimed land?
The statistics building has actually suffered a reasonable amount of damage, absolutely. It is reasonably localised, though, and they're working through that at the moment. I had a meeting earlier today with the engineers. They've only had a 5-minute look through the building over the last couple of days. They've been very busy elsewhere. So they're going to be starting to do detailed assessments of that building. So we'll get more information about that shortly.
This is not your department, and you are not Centre Port, and so I'm not holding you responsible for this in any way, shape or form. We've been trying very hard. Radio New Zealand News has been trying very hard to talk to them throughout the day, and they have disappeared without trace. And I just wonder, are there issues of real concern on some of the reclaimed land?
Look, and there is a lot of discussion around reclaimed land. The reality of it is, though, from an engineering perspective, it is absolutely able to be built on. Needless to say, there is significant work that needs to be done to actually make it, to make it work. But you can engineer a solution that will work absolutely. So I don't think there's any question about that. But you obviously can't build the same type of foundation as you would on bedrock. So they allow for that in their design. They allow for, the potential for things like liquefaction that happened in Christchurch. It's all accounted for in their engineering design as a rule.
Mike Scott from the Wellington City Council will have more on Wellington's preparedness for a major earthquake beneath it coming up.